Hey, today I'm making a video on how to change out an ignition switch in a 2000 Ford Mustang, and this gonna be the procedure for it. First, you're gonna go up under the hood. We're gonna disconnect the positive side of the battery, unhook it, cause you don't want no power while you taking out the ignition switch. Come inside the vehicle on the driver's side. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this panel right here. There's two 5/16 screws, one here, one here. You remove those screws, and then you get a good grip and you pull down on this. Get that out the way. And then you got this metal plate. It has the same screws right there. And there's another one on that side. All right, keep these screws together. Now, up under the steering column, you have 4 Phillips head screws. One here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one right there. You're gonna remove those screws. I already took mine out, so when you remove those screws, you're gonna get your ignition switch, and you're gonna turn to the celery. You're gonna turn to the second switch to the accessory. Once you turn to accessory and you remove your 4 screws out of here, Phillips head screws, you're gonna remove this bottom plate. I had a little trouble unscrewing my tilt handle, but if you just kind of mess with it a little bit, you can still get it out of there. Take that out. Now, to make things a little easier up top, first I'm gonna take this bezel cover off. To take this right here is my for my light switch to turn my lights on. To take this off, all you gotta do is pull it straight out. Just pull it hard and pull it straight out. Then you have 2 screws that go in these holes right here. Got 2 screws. You have to remove those screws. Take those out. Once you remove those out, all you got to do is just pull on it, pop it out. Now, once you remove that, you're gonna take this cover here off. Once you get the bottom off, all you have to do is pick up on this. You might kind of work it out, and you may have to tilt your steering wheel down to the down position to get to that part. And just work it out. Well, before you work it out, you're gonna have to remove this key ignition switch. Now I'm gonna show you how you remove this switch. Over there. If you look closely, once you pull the bottom off, you look closely under this key ignition switch. Let it focus. Once you get your keys to the accessory position, okay, if you look up under and right here where the cylinder is at, there's a little hole. There's a little hole right there. You get something pointed and you stick it up in that hole, and that's gonna release the key ignition switch. Once you press that button and you move it and it start to move, you can put ignition switch right on out. There's your ignition switch. Here's your ignition key switch. See that little button there to your left? That was the button that you was pressing on. Once you remove that, then you should be able to remove the top part of the steering column. You have to kind of work it out. Once you get that out of your way, there you go. Your ignition switch out. And the same way to put it back in reverse of what I done. So now I'm going to show you how to put it back in. You gotta put this top cover of the steering column back in. Trying to do this with one hand. Boom. Once you get it in here, this lock, you see those splines? They got a line right up in here. They're gonna line right up in these holes. and you should be able to push it all the way in, and it locks itself in. See, now it won't come out. Then you're gonna put back on your bottom cover. Now, once you get that cover back on, what you gotta do is, you gotta let your tip down on your steering wheel. And you're gonna put your bezel back on. You're gonna stick the bottom in first before you stick the top in. And you gotta line these clips here. You got 1, 2 clips and one on the other side. And you gotta line them in those holes. That hole and that hole there. You may have to push down on the top just a little bit, not too hard, because you might break it. Once you line that up inside of there, snap it in along with the other side. Once you get that in order to put this cap here on and for it to stay, you have to first get the little clip that goes on it. And what you do is you stick this clip back inside of your knob. Here's your knob. If you look close inside your knob, you have a triangle shape. And if you look on this pin, you have a triangle shape. And what do? Is you match that triangle shape and you stick it inside your knob first. Now once you line that triangle up, it should sit inside of that hole just like that. And all you have to do is line the triangle up with this triangle and just push it in. There you go. Now we're gonna go back. We're going to install the metal plate. We install the metal plate. And those screws goes here and here. And it goes to that screw and that screw there. That hole right there. Now you're going to install your bottom panel. Those clips line it right there, those 2 holes to your left. snap it in. And install the screws in that hole. And that hole. Once you get that installed, you're gonna go to reattach the positive side of the battery. Good snap. You're gonna come here, and if everything was done correctly, then she'll crank up. There you go. The Skillmatic. Thank you.